Hey guys, what's up? How is everyone doing? Let's see, quite a few people here already. Hey Painting Troll. Feeling a bit weird, 33 years old, and my father-in-law just told me to go to bed. Alright. Hey Young Hun Lee, thanks for telling me what you said earlier. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. But yeah, he said, started painting because of you. Thank you for teaching me. Wait, where is it? Please teach me a lot. Yeah, I'll try. Always trying to teach people. And of course, if anyone has a question, then feel free to ask. As always. What's up with my monitor? Hey Ulrich. Hey the Forge Sculptors. Do you apply sealers on your figures after you paint them? Typically not, because I only paint for I typically only paint display pieces and I don't game with them. That's why I don't really feel the need. I also don't typically do commission pieces, but I have accepted 2 commissions for display quality paint jobs. So I'm considering sealing those with Vallejo matte varnish and an airbrush, but we'll see. But yeah, typically not. Okay, don't want to miss anyone. Hey Dead Lens. What else is here? Hey, wait, Shmeira? Sorry, don't know how to pronounce that. May not be able to watch. Are you getting told to go to bed by Daddy again? Alright, so I want to find a good painting position, as you know. Yeah, I'm constantly, that's my main problem with streaming, is I want to find a good way to stream without having to have too much trade-off between quality, and usually being this up close to the miniature is good, but it also means I have to hold the miniature up and I can't really rest my wrists like that. If I rest my wrists, I'm like this down here. That kind of sucks too. So yeah, always a bit tricky. Philippines. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I don't have quality options. Again, it seems like, so sorry for that. That's the problem with only being an affiliate. You can watch on YouTube. I think there's quality options there. So right. Also been starting to work out my back a lot more again, so the sitting isn't, that impactful. So yeah, it's time to stop being lazy. Right, so I just want to do the black parts. Hey Pooh Chucky, how's it going? What's that saying? Yo bro. Right, so yeah, thanks for tuning in guys. We'll continue to work on this a tiny bit. I'm just going to get warmed up on the black parts, and then I'm going to do the base. I already prepared something here. I'm just going to put probably like just a step, yeah, something like that here to the front, and I'm going to cover this with dirt and then this up here is supposed to be, I'm going to cover this in milliput, and it's supposed to be some kind of wreckage or something like that. I just basically what I want to do is just having an edge that I can highlight, and then have most of that cube be almost black metal. Yeah, and then for him to just stand on it, and the rubble and all that probably going to be red again. I mean, let's be honest. Red is just so good. Hey, the voice, how's it going? The voice, I think I have that problem all the time with every stream. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm fine. We are kinda, the weather is so good outside. We are approaching the problem with not being able to open a window because the kids are screaming outside. I might have to let's see, let's try something. I'm going to push the gain all the way down, put my microphone here. That kind of sucks because the cable has to go somewhere. Yeah, let me just do that. Yikes, wet cable. Okay, do that. Push this to the side. Even further. Oh my god, why is the streamer never prepared? Yeah, now I'm going to... Can you still hear me? Let's see. Switch this to... it should be front view. Okay, and we're going to risk opening a window. This needs to go over here even more. I just don't want the kids to scream on stream all the time, but I'm already sweating, so... Oh no. There's a billion kids out there. Okay, let me know. No, I don't have kids, but right in front of my window there's a playground, which kind of sucks, let's be honest. If you're working from home and you have a playground in front of your window for 10 hours a day, you're not even going to bed at like 10. They're outside until late night, and it really sucks. It's almost like 12 hours a day. Yeah, so let me know if the sound is too much and if you can still hear me and all that. I really should change my name anyway. The ID is muted. Habit of confusion on my end. It sounds soothing. No, for me it doesn't. I mean, if it's just like that and it's playing noises, then that's perfectly fine, don't get me wrong, but it's the constant screaming and drama that is going on there. It's like, wah, wah, that drives me crazy. And I'm not really, how would you say it? I'm a pretty chill person, but if it's constant screaming just for the sake of screaming, then I'm like, oh, okay, guys, really? The playing noises are perfectly fine, right? Obviously. Okay, so the idea was to do, what is it? Is this graphite? No. What's that pattern called? That black shiny pattern that some cars have on sometimes. Carbon. Is it carbon? I think it's carbon. So the idea was to do something like that. It's like one of those mixes you listen to, like trap in Japan tracks on YouTube. Okay, I don't know these. Hey Trapsy, or Trapsy? Sorry, I didn't see you there before. Oh, I didn't read your comment. Yeah, I didn't. You said something about painting naked man or something like that. I started painting pictures of naked men because of your excellent guidance. Well, you're welcome. Always happy to help, always. Hey Kyle. Is that Mr. Lee? I never know, I never know. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not really painting anything from my stuff. I have to wait for some new releases. It's really not bad, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, now you say that. Wait until they start screaming. But yeah, I mean, we have some time to go until they get cranky. So, yeah, we will decide when it gets unbearable. We can still change it up. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to work on the edges. Okay, that was a bit much. Let's see, where's my magnifying glasses? Okay. That's one thick edge highlight. Need to kind of get into the groove of painting again. I have been mostly sculpting lately, so well, and then also what we have been doing is doing this lady here. We're getting banned because of nudity, probably not, huh? So yeah, we're still working on the skin tones. I can't quite get her in focus. So obviously a lot of smoothing left to do. But yeah, that's what I have been working on for Patreon. But obviously it's a larger scale and doesn't require magnifying glasses most of the time. So switching to this again, always kind of tricky. What size brush is that you're using? I am using a size 1 Raphael 8404. But the Raphaels are generally a bit larger than comparable brushes. So it's probably closer to a size 2 in Winsor & Newton. In the Winsor & Newton, how would you call it, range? I really can't paint any straight lines at the moment. I painted a marine after you, but the gap is definitely huge. I mean, don't worry. It's when you're starting out, I generally say try practicing for a year, and definitely give yourself the time to practice too. Generally, I mean, obviously it depends a bit on how much time you can invest. Generally, I say if you do a lot of painting during your first year, you can be at a decent level after that time. Are we smashing things outside? Great. Yeah, so after a year, you typically have a good grasp of how to dilute paints, and yeah, you're getting used to doing certain things, and you kind of realize how the paint behaves and all that. And again, typically after a year, I generally recommend people to maybe go to competitions and you know, take some classes. Obviously beginner class usually is a good thing, but more advanced classes, I recommend to going to those after about a year of painting and a year of practice and learning by doing. So you also understand what the classes are about and so on. Yeah, you'll get much better for sure. Is that the make that linked? Wait, the make? The make? Yeah, the skin painting is going to be on Patreon, and I linked her in the updates on Patreon. So there's going to be the next video is going to be about how to paint skin, and I was aiming for a bit more of I mean, their box art, or they have a box art that is painted in 2D, so that's this one, and I tried to go for that neon look that they have on her. Probably also gonna do the blue hair because it's going to fit really good. So that's what I was trying to do. I didn't do a more traditional skin tone, but more magenta and all that in there. And I was a bit bummed out because I wanted to do inks on the skin tones, and just to experiment with those a bit. But the inks didn't arrive on time, so I had to do them with traditional paints. But it turned out fine. It just needs a bit more of refining. Some, last highlights are still missing. Some refining and some last highlights, basically, is what is going to be needed. Okay. So you're gonna just paint this the same way. People have been criticizing, well, not me, but Games Workshop for tending to paint these just pouches and all that in leather, since, well, this is far in the future, so why would they still be using leather? But then again, it's a bit more grimdark, and they're not typically the most how would you call it, technology file, the Imperium, that is. So would kind of make sense if they were still using something more traditional. But then again, with the Primaris being a bit more technologically advanced and more state of the art, then I think we can move away from that, basically. Basically, I always say basically. The make of the brushes. I really don't know what you mean. Oh, the brand of brushes. Yeah, it's the same brand. It's also on the Patreon Discord. If you're looking for a source to buy, it's also I forgot what I tried to say. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I also do have an affiliate link with Jackson Arts. So basically, they give me store credit if you shop with that. Oh my god, there's a mold line here. Hold up. But now it's too late. I'm just going to paint over them. Not much I can do. Or want to, rather. I gotta do an April Fool's prank and just coat the model in a super thick paint coat. Yeah, like just over this, right? Yeah, I thought about doing something like that, but I just, it's all about time. First of all, I didn't even realize that it was April 1st when I got up, and then I started recording some Patreon footage, and then I said I really need to go to the gym and work out a bit, because I said it before, just sitting all day and painting is not the best thing you can do for your back. So I need to get back into that habit. And then I stayed like 2 hours, and when I came back, it was already rather late, so I ate something and then I got carried away.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Oh my god. Robert Smith, thank you for your Patreon pledge. Patreon pledge. I swear I don't stutter so much usually. But thanks a lot for your support, and enjoy the videos and the PDFs, and let me know if you need help with finding anything, or yeah, make sure to join the Discord. It should be in one of the latest posts in the last update. You can always find the Discord link. So yeah, join the Discord and talk to the community, and if you need help, I am also there for feedback and all that. But yeah, I thought about doing an April Fool's thing, but I was kind of running out of time, honestly. And then I didn't want to delay the stream, especially since I also wasn't able to stream the last Monday, which kind of sucked. So yeah. When you're self-employed, it's kind of stupid, but you are actually doing everything yourself. So yeah, I think I like that. Just going to do a simple. Actually, we should have probably moved this to the side here. Nah, we'll do a secondary light like here. Yeah, that's what we can do. Yeah, I really want my day to have 48 hours. That will be perfect. Then I could do sculpting, painting, do the videos. It's just, I just want to do so many things. Need to stop that. By using checks and arts, you will also support. Yeah, but only if you use my link. I don't think that link is my affiliate link. Hold on. I'm just quickly grabbing my affiliate link. Resources. Yeah, basically it gives me 5%. Here it is. Basically gives me 5% of what you spend there. And also they do have free shipping. They do have free shipping for brush only orders everywhere in the world, so it's quite good. So to me it's the cheapest, even though they have them locally sometimes. I know stores locally that have them. But ordering from Jackson Arts is even cheaper, is the cheapest option to me too. Which is kind of crazy, but you know. And also for your first order you do get 10% off. So it's kind of worth it. Wow. Alright. Don't know if that was a good idea. I'll push this one more to the side. To begin with. Oh, also my lights are kind of messed up. No wonder. I'm basically blind. And of course that's overexposed. I think we're good.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, GQ Pew? I'm sorry if I worded that wrong or pronounced that wrong. Thanks for following the stream. Welcome to the community. I'm glad they sell Space Marines over there. I wasn't sure they did. Oh, yeah, I mean, Space Marines are basically everywhere, right? Yeah, so not really warmed up yet, so we're going to probably have to correct some of these. That's okay. Let's also do these straps. I'm just going to start on the upper edge and fade it out a bit. And then maybe darken the lower parts. I think that's good enough. Yeah, I definitely don't want to spend more than 20 hours on this so I can do an Eviad and Metal video. We kind of lost some traction since I think the first Eviad and Metal video about the what is it, the Black Templar Marine, I think kind of had more appeal to people because it was a faster technique for the black. And then the yellow Space Marine still got a lot of views, but only about 1/5 of what I had on the Black Templar after a few months. So we kind of have to reconsider maybe going back to a few more faster and more basic techniques on the next one, instead of, you know, really pushing. I mean, first of all, I probably won't be doing another Space Marine next, since this is the third one now, third Space Marine, so definitely have to do something else. Yeah, you can definitely show if you have pictures, and if you can link them, definitely go ahead and show your stuff. I can hear children. Yeah, we opened the window. Again, if it's too much, tell me and I'm going to close the window again. But I'm already sweating, and it's not even, has like 20 degrees outside Celsius, if even. But the sun is already quite strong. And I would be dying if I didn't open a window. Literally dying. Hey Cujo. Can't wait to get my hands on the Lord of Discordant. Gonna be annoying to paint. I already forgot. What is the Lord of Discordant? Is that Slanish dude? I might be mixing things up here. Black in general is good for views since people struggle with it. Yeah, I guess. Hey Toby Tobson. Yeah, that's probably also true. But I definitely, I mean, so is yellow, right? I think yellow is also a color that people do struggle with. I guess maybe less so than black. That could definitely be a thing. Again, I want to move a bit faster here. Probably gonna do some corrections still. If I could change one thing, I'd definitely get rid of that playground in front of my house, my window, not house. I wish I only had 20 degrees, I know what you mean. So we were looking at a house, well, not a house, another flat or another condo. Because we definitely want to move, we need 2 more rooms. I mean, obviously, eventually, we'd like to start a family, and I also want a room where I can just sit in and close the door, and not, you know, disturb anyone, or the other way around. So instead of paying rent, we will obviously be paying mortgage, but kind of feels like paying for something that's eventually going to be yours is a better deal than paying rent for 30 years. Yeah, and we were visiting this one, or we were looking at this one condo that had windows everywhere. I mean, there was no kids outside, so that's good. But it was just so hot, and then, like I said, it barely had any, or was a significant temperature outside. It was maybe a week ago, and it was already so hot in there. But at least they had an AC, which we can't really have here. So that would be good. I definitely need a
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Hey Sunlin, thanks for following. Welcome to the community. Alright, so gradually building up all these blacks. To get disturbed. Wait, what? People probably think black is more attainable than yellow. Oh, could also be, yeah. Dark Mechanicum Spider with who? Oh, okay, that one. That one. I see. Always late. Hey, Paul Jeffrey, how's it going? Hey, Florian. Thank you. Again, moving a bit faster now. Just to stay below the 20-hour mark. I think we still have some time, because the streams usually take like 3 hours, and I think I did 5 on this guy for now, and I haven't really done any offline painting on him. Let's see, can we experiment here a bit? Maybe do this and then this. Triggers the hell out of me if hairs, you know, split all the way. And typically you can still just smooth them out, and then then they are good again. Okay. Again, guys, if the kids outside are too loud, let me know. Kind of need a directional mic, I guess, but I wouldn't know where to put it with my current setup. That could actually be the solution to this problem. Okay, let's do some. Let's try to clean up some of those things. Where's my Games Workshop washes? Oh yeah, I also cleaned my table again. Now I can't find anything anymore. It's kind of typical. They can't be far. Oh, here it is. How far am I before I can go full-time painting and Patreon? So the number of patrons is 136, I think, 136. So that's about, I would say it's about halfway there. So with about 250, I think it can be reasonable to, you know, quit every other job that I have. So again, if we keep up the momentum, what did I say? Oh no, I said that in the new YouTube video that isn't released yet. I said about half a year maybe. Then it can definitely work. Just need to try to release more content on Patreon, which, you know, it's a bit hard to do since all these other things that I need to do to, you know, pay the rent and all that stuff, they just take up so much time, and it's kind of annoying when you are at work for 2 days a week and you come home and it's like, I'm so exhausted from doing rather monotonous work, and then you basically have to do another job after that. It kind of sucks, but I mean, again, I just need to push through it and do my best to do even more content. Okay, so I think that's a good, yeah, we might just go a tiny bit higher on some areas. Which, you know, some people obviously, they did that, they just quit their job and jumped right into content creation, and they're doing quite well now. I don't know who is it, like Antonio Peña and all the Spanish people. They also had the luxury of being able to paint their commission pieces and box arts on Patreon, which I never really tried to get box arts and all that. So you also have a bit of an advantage since you can focus on content creation and put yourself out there like 4 times a month. Then that's definitely better. But yeah, I don't mean to whine. It's just that's just how it is. We had that. Nice weather. People start going outside. Yeah, they do. Especially kids. PT here. Oh, gotcha. Demonic Possession. Welcome. What do you think of the Crystal Brush winners? I mean, so talking about the Crystal Brush, basically what the Crystal Brush has become is a rich Euroboys playground, you know, painting competition on American soil. Because what happens is every European painter that can afford it, you know, has like a 5, 6, 7, 8K patron, just goes there. Because I mean, what do you care about having to buy a plane ticket that costs 1.2 or 1.5K if you have a 6K patron anyway, right? And yeah, and those guys typically compete for the winning entries. I mean, yeah, it's basically a rich European painters playground. That's what it is. And then obviously I'm talking about the entries that compete for winning the whole thing, right? Yeah, and that's why I tend to not look at them too much. I don't think, to me they're just not that interesting. Crystal Brush. I mean, obviously if I had the money and I could go, I would totally do it because it's great advertisement for whatever you do. But I don't really follow them that closely. And I'm not getting as hyped as you know, other people get. But yeah, obviously, I mean, the winning entries. So first of all, they are always, or most of the time, collaborations. It's like there's one. I mean, Joaquin Palacroix won one second and third place. Basically, it's two sculpts that are by him exclusively done for the painters, right? So. It's typically collaborations where people obviously have an easier time to win if they can, you know, if they can bring their forte, which is painting, on something that is uniquely done by arguably one of the best sculptors in the miniature business. And if it's a one-off piece, it's just going to have that much more impact. So I don't know. Obviously the pieces are great, but you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. Was there much participation? I don't know, actually. Like I said, I haven't followed it that closely. Maybe someone else knows. Okay, so toning down this. Probably need some pure black, as in, you know, a color and not just a wash for these sides here. So this should tone down the highlights and make the recesses even darker. Yeah, feel free to yell at me if I'm off cam too much. But again, I kind of need to find a new painting position that doesn't kill my back. Oh no, the screaming starts. All the drama in the world is happening outside my window. Man, life as a 3, or, you know, under the age of 3, you would think life sucks because they're constantly crying. It's like, oh my god, my tormented existence. Someone save me. You certainly have the passion for it. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. I mean, again, it just kind of sucks because the passion is there, but the time is still constrained. Huh, what's going on there? Feels like there's some... yeah, sometimes you have areas of a miniature, and I don't know why it is, where washes are not really staying in place. Almost feels like there's some fat or something like that on there. Yeah, coming back to Crystal Brush, I feel like, personally, I think Lance's piece should have probably scored higher than, I mean, placed higher than what it did. I mean, obviously it didn't place under top 3. And I think I definitely had it on top 3. Yeah, so I obviously only saw the pictures. It's always hard to say what's better just from pictures. What would you like from a competition? How would you ideally want it judged? Oh my god. You're asking a question that's probably impossible to answer. I don't know. I mean, I do criticize painting competitions a lot, but yeah, I also don't really have a good solution to that. I mean, as for Crystal Brush, I definitely don't like the online voting. I mean, here they never really tell you how much of a percentage it is that the online voting is playing into the final results. At least from what I know, they don't. So it could be that it's just like 10% or something like that. But yeah, whenever you have people winning that just have a really large social media following, because they obviously what they do is they post up their entries and then people can go and vote because they like the painter, then that's always going to skew towards people that have a large following. But then again, I don't think, I'm not sure, but I don't think
nice to meet you.
Farabi, thank you, Ellipse, thanks for following the stream, welcome to the community. I'm not sure if Farabi has a really large following on social media. Probably definitely smaller than 2nd and 3rd place. So but then again, you still have the possibility, and obviously Francesco is working for Camera and he painted things with Camera colors. And then there's the question, is Gomini or not going to sell the Camera colors and so on? It kind of reminds me of, and I'm obviously saying that not really knowing any details. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I have no proof or anything for that. It kind of reminds me of the situation where Jeremy Bonamont did win with a half painted figure, and they only took pictures of the front side and the back side wasn't really painted. And it was exactly the same year when they started selling the Figone magazine that Jeremy did. So always have to take these competitions, especially if they're sponsored and if there's a lot of prize money involved and all that, and politics and whatnot, with a grain of salt. So I definitely would not want the company to do it, if that makes sense. And I know I'm long-winded here, but there's a lot of factors to consider, for sure. So yeah, not company driven. And then you still have, so take Monte San Savino. I kind of feel like it's a big boy club. You know, all the very successful miniature painters obviously know each other, and it's like, yo, we're all friends, and here, have a medal. I mean, obviously I'm pulling that out of my butt, but do you actually know that it isn't like that? I mean, then again, in Monte San Savino, obviously you have to be, yeah, have to deliver results. And I don't really have the feeling that there's that much policy involved or politics involved there. It just, from the outside, it feels a bit like a big boys club, is what I'm trying to say. Mustn't forget that every painting competition is kind of biased. Noise cancelling headphones. Actually, I don't know. I've just gotten used to it, and I want to hear the alerts. I should be. I can't maybe put them here. There's just too much stuff on my table. I just want to hear the alerts, basically. And kind of gotten used to it. Feels kind of weird to paint and stream without the headset. I typically also watch a movie or yeah, something, YouTube videos or whatever, when I'm painting, so I'm really used to having those headphones on. I feel like this is all so rough. Yeah, one other thing that I did, I put that away, let me just get it. So like I said, I wanted to do some of my Golden Demon entries, or just refining them so that they can actually win. And so that every, yeah, the way it works, you basically want to have the same quality on all the pieces, all over the piece. I feel like this is too overexposed. So maybe a bit better. And I wanted to start refining it. And I also wanted to paint a bit of a structure back here. Just to, yeah, not have the boring tail just being red and nothing else there. And I started painting lines. You can still kind of see them, but I wasn't really convinced about them, and then I just painted over that again, and I don't know where I was going with that, but that was just one thing that happened. I think I did that yesterday. Should I paint this power sword pink? Wait, yeah, sure. That's not even a question. That's an automatic yes. Seemed to be less interest than last year. Okay. I mean, it definitely kind of has. There was a lot more craze during some later years. I almost forgot it is a thing today or this year. I had it packed for winning. Oh, Lan Studios piece. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's. But then, you know, there's so many aspects. Again, it kind of feels like where Golden Demons are too stubborn in just really focusing on, is this executed to perfection, and ideally you are executing the style we want to see on our figures to perfection, or is it really creative? I feel like Lan's piece was really, and typically is, executed to perfection, but with Crystal Brush that doesn't matter that much. So painting competitions are weird. It's so difficult to, you know upfront what you should be doing. So that's why I also don't really like painting competitions, and I typically don't go, because you can't properly prepare. I mean, in the end you probably should, or let's put it that way, I just prefer to be painting what I enjoy and then not really put it out there to be judged. Yeah, and just, or on a competition. I just enjoy what I do, and I also at this point prefer to just make sure that I give the best that I can to my patrons, instead of aiming for personal recognition by a jury. I don't know how to other word it at the moment. How to word it differently. Would you say that Golden Demon's is a little better due to having to use Games Workshop-based models? I mean, like I just said, right? It's a different set of rules that you are competing in, and I made a video about it. It's going to go live next Friday, as per my YouTube release schedule that has that had some breaks, but it's now back to every second Friday, every other Friday we're going to have a video on YouTube, at least for the time being, until there's not enough time again. Alright, so let's aim for that pattern. I don't know if it's going to work and how it's going to look. I just want to do it. We can always redo some parts. Would that make comparisons easier? No. I mean, yeah, maybe. But, take all the... Why can I not paint straight lines? Yeah, that didn't quite work. There's always... After Golden Demons, there's always a lot of discussion about winners and was it deserved and so on. So I don't think it necessarily makes it easier or more understandable of why did this win and so on. But maybe I haven't really put in that much thinking into that, honestly. I mean, then there's the added thing of, are you going, if you do something that is similar to the Paint Master category at Golden Demons, where you tell people you can only paint this model and not convert it, and not have something created especially for you by a sculptor and so on, for sure. But then also what you're doing is you're taking away creativity from the people, and I don't think that's a good thing to do. Still want to see the best that people can come up with in every aspect of the hobby. I don't know if this is going to work. Also, this is getting in the way. But again, let's just try it and judge afterwards. How does this look? Nah. I don't know if I would really want to do that. Probably not. It's not going to make that much difference whether or not we just paint it black. Give me a second. Okay, sorry for that. Hey Robocop. Crystal Brush was a hot mess this year, reducing everything to 6 categories. Yeah, maybe that also didn't really help attendance. I'm not quite sure. Again, I'm not an expert in Crystal Brush, and especially this year didn't quite follow it, or didn't really follow it. It's a conflict for me. Art is for the enjoyment of others. Is it though? I mean, art maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of disagree when it comes to miniatures. I mean, sure, it's great if other people like your stuff, but I'm looking at my miniatures constantly, so I think I should like them more than other people. At least, you know, that's my feeling and my opinion. I'm not saying it's the ultimate or best opinion about it. Whereas a competition is an environment for judgment. Yeah, again, I'm torn. I mean, obviously, it's always good if you want to do this as a job. It's always good to win competitions or do well in competitions and so on. So, kind of torn on the subject. For some reason, I'm not finding a good color here. It's almost like black is hard to paint. I really have some really unrefined edge highlights here. None? First day of sunshine and I'm already dying again because of the heat.
Yeah, it's very hot. It's true.
And the kids are outside.
I think I'll open the door then. There's more wind.
It's a shame that there seems to be so much politics involved in the competitions. Yeah, it's with almost every competition you kind of have that. Golden Demon seems like it changed so much when I first got into the hobby in the 90s. I think so too. There's way more corporate things going on there. Especially then in the 90s, and even compared to when you had a lot of Golden Demons instead of just 2 that are judged by the same jury. You had a lot more, you know, for example, the ones in France and in Spain, they were definitely focused on giving the most creative minds trophies. I mean, obviously within Games Workshop, within a Games Workshop framework, but still, those were good times. Artist is a very subjective term. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, again, it's, I don't know, kind of hard to come to absolutes in this. Yeah, definitely need to find some highlight pattern for this. I think I'm going to move this more to the side. The way art gets done has always had politics in it. Yeah, that's also a good point. I guess we just have to accept it for what it is, or, you know, not participate. That's always, of course, an option. I kind of tend to do that because of it. Every time there's drama involved, I'm trying to stay as far away as far away from it as possible. Hey, Morth. Yeah, it's definitely a very human thing. Yeah, I also don't like this. Oh, that's not the right black. Maybe make the whole thing darker on both sides.